Let's face it, a good amount of Star Wars fans went through the same thing. Pre-ordered the latest game, played it, and thought, that's fine, but it could have been so much more.
What a shame.
These days, Star Wars games always promise something it used to deliver. Not just games set in its universe, but the Star Wars experience. A living galaxy, meaningful choices, freedom to be a Jedi, a bounty hunter, a smuggler, or something in between. After a while, that promise began to be just words. Star Wars games kept reaching for that vision, and now it's become more and more bleak. In the late 90s and early 2000s, Star Wars games were experimental and distinctly different. You had Knights of the Old Republic, offering real choice and moral consequences. Dark Forces, Jedi Outcast, Jedi Academy, letting players actually feel like you're swinging a lightsaber, even if it was janky as hell sometimes. Star Wars Galaxies, a messy but ambitious MMO that tried to simulate an entire galaxy. TIE Fighter and the X-Wing series actually put you in the cockpit to dogfight for the Alliance or the Empire. Pod Racing, Rogue Squadron, the Super Star Wars series on the Super Nintendo. The list goes on and on of distinct but purely Star Wars games. These games weren't perfect, but they shared something important. They understood the fan base and the players. They didn't just put you in Star Wars, they let you exist in it. For a glorious time, it felt like the developers knew exactly what Star Wars fans wanted. By the mid-2000s, the fans were salivating for more. Technology improved, budgets grew, and the idea of a fully realized Star Wars game stopped sounding impossible. Fans imagined open worlds, branching stories, customizable characters, real impact on the galaxy. Every new release was framed as the next step forward. The golden years of Star Wars were ahead of us. Or so we thought.
Before the dark times.
Everything changed when EA acquired the exclusive Star Wars license.
I'm not sure. I feel a disturbance.
On paper, it was a great step forward. EA's massive resources, top-tier studios, technical expertise. In practice, a lot of cancellations. Games like Battlefront and Battlefront 2 looked incredible, but felt hollow. They prioritized visual authenticity, cinematic moments, and most of all at the time, monetization. Which we all know how that went.
You blew it!
The spark wasn't there. The galaxy looked right, it just didn't feel alive. Even when Backlash forced improvements, the core issue remained. It wore the Star Wars skin, but it didn't play the part. Then Jedi Fallen Order released. It felt like finally a step in the right direction. Single player, story driven, no microtransactions.
A hope, a chance.
And it worked. Fallen Order seemed to defy the pitfalls of modern Star Wars gaming. A great game, but still felt like just a step forward. It was a reminder that modern Star Wars games could be good if they actually tried. And therein lies the problem. The problem isn't talent, it's fear.
I sense much fear in you.
Star Wars is no longer just a creative property, it's a corporate ecosystem. Every game must protect the brand, avoid contradictions, appeal to the widest audience possible. And that leaves little room for risk. And risk can bring chaos. Chaos threatens consistency, and consistency is the most valuable currency in modern Star Wars. So the games play it safe, again and again and again. The promise of Star Wars gaming was never just about graphics or scale. It was about agency, about choice, about feeling like your story mattered in a galaxy far, far away. That promise hasn't disappeared, it's just been postponed indefinitely. Maybe someday, Star Wars will trust players enough to hand them the galaxy again. Until then, the greatest Star Wars game remains the ones fans keep imagining. Also, please, for the love of God, let Fate of the Old Republic be good. Please, I'm begging you.